We have to set those standards for ourselves. And this is why it's so important to treat yourself with such love and care and respect, because however you treat yourself, that is how other people are going to treat you. Just because someone is attracted to you does not mean you are incapable of assaulting them or abusing them. The relationship dynamic can absolutely change. If I continue to allow that to happen, we probably wouldn't be here. We probably wouldn't be sitting down on this podcast talking about let's just be real, because I would have no voice. The number one thing that you should be looking out for when you are dating a guy is he a misogynist? Because there's no going back from that. There's no, oh, he might be a misogynist, but I know he's going to treat me right. Oh, he's a misogynist. I know he's going to treat his daughter right. A misogynist is a misogynist. They don't like women. Talk to me like I am a princess, a child, a dog, a fluffy dog. Talk to me with care. Treat me nicely. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Let's Just Be Real podcast. I'm your host, Marissa Tong. Thank you so much for being here, for tuning back into another week, another chit chat. Oh my God, y'all. We are going to get real today, okay? So I just want to put a brief trigger warning out there to anyone who may have dealt with any type of physical, emotional, mental abuse in the past, whether that is from your own relationship that you've experienced or a family member or a friend, anything that kind of hits home. We are going to be talking a little bit about abuse today. And I think this is a topic that sometimes we just want to overlook. We don't want to talk about it because it's hard and it's ugly and it is triggering to many of us. But we need to talk about it, especially as women, because what's going on? And I'm only talking about media and like celebrities and the public eye. Now, I know there's always going to be abusers behind the scenes. That's the thing about abusers. They don't always, let it be known that they're abusing people. Hence why it takes years for things to start coming out. Okay, we're diving right in, by the way. I don't even feel like I gave a real introduction. I don't know if I did, but hello, how are you? If this is your first time tuning into this podcast, my name is Marissa, and I've been hosting this podcast for about 2 years. We just started season 5 of the podcast, so you're right on time. And I feel like in this season, I want to talk mostly about women empowerment and feminine energy. I don't know. This is just how I'm feeling right now, but we could totally switch it up. I could change my mind tomorrow, but this is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like there is this rise of the feminine. And I'm not just feeling that. I know that. I know that from studying, spirituality, astrology, things like that. So we are in this era of the feminine. The feminine is rising. And we're also in a great period of karma. Things are coming to the surface. People are paying their karmic debts. We see Diddy. We see, who's that guy who just came out the other day? DGG. Who is Halle Bailey's? Halle Bailey's baby daddy, that young boy. What is wrong with him? Him. Then we just hear something about Smoky Robinson. First of all, I'm not surprised. I really wish I was surprised, but we're talking about the music industry. We're talking about moguls. We're talking about people who have been around for a very long time with money and power and position and people that work for them and groupies, right? And I'm in no way slut shaming. I'm in no way victim shaming, okay? I would never blame someone who wanted to have a sexual relationship with a celebrity or anything like that and blame them or not believe them when they come out and say that they were sexually assaulted. I 100% believe them. Why not? Just because you are initially attracted to someone does not mean that they are incapable of sexually assaulting you. Okay, I don't know if YouTube is going to try to cut anything out today, so I'm kind of using my words carefully. But just because someone is attracted to you does not mean you are incapable of assaulting them or abusing them. The relationship dynamic can absolutely change. And I want to talk about Cassie for a little bit. We touched on Cassie a little bit in my previous episode where we were breaking down the dark feminine energy and the light feminine energy. If you guys missed that episode, make sure you go and tune in. But we were talking a little bit about Cassie and how she was most likely very much in her light feminine energy to the point where Diddy was able to take advantage of her, to identify like, oh, okay, like she's not someone who's gonna stand up for themselves. She's not someone who probably has a backbone. She probably doesn't even argue with people or get mad. Like you can identify sometimes who those people are versus the people who have rage. You're not gonna abuse someone who has rage, okay? And I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm not saying that everyone who's been abused is like a pushover or really soft, or that just because you have rage you are not someone who could be abused. Not saying that either. However, from the beginning, an abuser is not going to target someone who they might see as a threat or who they feel might stand up for themselves or fight back or tell someone else. The first time that any abuser either puts his hands on you or their hands, it could also be a female, I'm not just targeting men here, but the first time that an abuser puts their hands on you, they're testing you to see how you are going to react. And if you allow that to happen the first time, guess what's going to happen the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time, and the fifth time, right? It's all about it's a progression of abuse. Abuse isn't just like terrible right away. It's progression. And sometimes it never gets to the physical. Sometimes it's just emotional abuse, sometimes it's just mental abuse, right? Psychological games, them isolating you from friends and family, them turning you against your friends and family, them making you feel small, right? We hear in Cassie's testimony or her lawsuit that, he used to talk to her crazy and make her feel less than. And her friend, her ex best friend, came on and said like she completely lost her confidence. Why do you think that is? Because this man was playing mental games, mental warfare on this girl. And you spend enough time around someone. Oh my God, I could spend 1 hour around someone and feel crazy afterwards. Imagine spending hours and hours and days and years with someone who is an abuser, who manipulates you, who controls you. It's all about control, right? When we're talking about abusers, they want that control. They need to be able to control you, and most likely because they're insecure. Now, you could most likely deal with someone who is not a narcissist, but I believe that in most cases, they probably are narcissists. You guys can go back and check out the episode that I had with my girl Lauren. I want to say we had like I believe she was on the show like twice, maybe even 3 times. Oh my God. Shout out to Lauren. Love Lauren. She might have been on the show 3 times, but I know for sure we had at least one episode where we were talking about narcissism. So if you're unsure of the clinical definition of a narcissist, you should definitely go and check that episode out. Lauren breaks it down. She gives examples. You probably know a narcissist. Like I'm sure we all know at least one in our lives. So definitely go and check that episode out. But I do believe that, yeah, I mean, I don't think all narcissists are capable of abuse, especially like physical abuse. I don't think everyone is to that point, right? I do think it gets to that point though. And I do believe also like you can be in a mutually abusive relationship. It might not just be one person who is doing the harm, it could be both people, right? And that's a very toxic relationship where both people are fighting each other, putting their hands on each other, mental abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, name calling, bringing each other down, trying to lower each other's self-esteem. It's very toxic. Very. Now, fortunately, I've never been in a relationship where I was hit, where someone put their hands on me, but people in my family for sure. I definitely grew up in a house where there was domestic violence. Never that I've seen firsthand, but there was. So it could be triggering for me, but it also has allowed me to open up my eyes and to have better discernment when it comes to men, when it comes to me dating, when it comes to my dating choices. And I was in a relationship. I don't like to call it, I mean, a relationship is a relationship. A relationship is anytime you deal with someone, whether that's committed, whether that's a friendship, whatever. So I was in this situationship relationship with this person for quite some years. And even though it wasn't committed, we were romantically involved. We had a psychological connection, I guess you could say. So this person definitely knew how to manipulate me. This person definitely knew how to play mind games, get their way, disappear, come back, play the games, make me feel bad about certain things. And there were definitely certain things that were said that took a hit at my confidence over the years. And if I continue to allow that to happen, we probably wouldn't be here. We probably wouldn't be sitting down on this podcast talking about let's just be real, because I would have no voice. That's what happens when you allow people to control you or continue to bring down your confidence and take away your voice. You end up with nothing. You're no longer able to show up big. You're no longer able to show up as yourself, right? You're just trying to make them happy. You're trying to make them not upset. That's what your life becomes when you are dealing with someone who is abusive. Again, any of the three: physical, emotional, psychological. So it's important to have people around you that you can go and tell these situations or these instances to, right? If I had no friends, if I had my best friend Rakia, right? She knows about the situation I was in. Like, if I was not open and honest with her about certain things, and that's not even me telling her everything, right? But only from what she knew, she was able to come and try to reason with me. Like, girl, you look crazy right now, girl. What's wrong with you, girl? This is not healthy. This is toxic AF. What's going on? Right? Sometimes you really need that. And then sometimes you're so far gone, not even gonna lie. Like, I've seen people so far gone where there is no reasoning with them. There is no, hey, like, you need to get out of this relationship. Hey, this is so bad. Sometimes it really just takes like a really bad situation, unfortunately, for you to get out. Some type of spiritual awakening, some type of accident, some type of sickness. I don't know. A really life-changing instance it's gonna take sometimes, right? Or you could have people around you that just really, really care about you and they want to get you out and they're not gonna stop. Those are the people that are really down for you. Those are the type of people you need around you. People to check on you, people to, hey, can we get a wellness check on my girl? You know what I'm saying? So the clearest red flag that you are dealing with someone who is abusive is they want to isolate you. They don't want you to have friends. They don't want you to have a relationship with your family. They get jealous or mad every time you go out. They don't want you to have a life. Those are clear red flags, super clear. So don't ignore them, okay? I've had episodes on here talking about red flags, visible, clear red flags. As women, we cannot afford to be out here, especially in this day and age, honey, with this president, with this uprising of weirdos in this, like, with them trying to control women's bodies. Like, come on. We cannot afford to be out here ignoring red flags. It's too dangerous. And I love that we're at this point now in society where women are speaking up, Who was the other girl? Star Jackson, I think. The little Nickelodeon or Disney girl. I don't know. I never watched her show growing up, but Sky Jackson, I think. She came out with something too, talking about she was abused or she was getting some restraining order. I didn't look too much into it. Her, who else? Kiki Palmer, that happened a while ago, but that was another one. Like, what's going on? Are the men okay? Are they okay? And these are men that can easily afford therapy, easily afford prescription medication for their illnesses, easily afford any type of therapy they want, EMDR, anything, hypnosis, exorcism. Like, you can literally afford anything, but you would rather be out here traumatizing women? That's crazy to me. That's insane. Women, we need to be more diligent. We need to have better discernment. We need to protect ourselves, protect our peace, protect our friends, protect our mothers, our sisters. If you see some weird behavior, like, you don't need to be ignoring it. You don't need to be saying, oh, that's just how he is. Oh, he just gets upset. These are the things that enable these abusers. It's these type of remarks and comments. Oh, he's just upset right now. Oh, he doesn't know how to deal with his emotions. Oh, he doesn't know how to express himself. Okay, well, he's going to have to learn. He's an adult. You just can't be out here in this world. Like, if you don't know how to express yourself, stay in the house. Stay in the house. Don't date. Don't get in a relationship. Don't get married. Don't have kids. Especially don't have kids. That's the problem to, like, all of these men. Oh, Chris Brown. That's who I forgot. Chris Brown. And I know this is a sensitive topic for some of y'all. I know some of y'all really, really ride for Chris Brown. And I don't know, y'all. Like, he showed you who he was. And I'm not saying that we can't forgive people. I think forgiveness is very important. But forgiving and forgetting, two separate things. Just because you forgive someone does not mean that you forget what they're capable of. So we cannot be out here like, oh my God, why is Chris Brown locked up? Are you serious? And I don't even think this is the second time he's gotten in trouble for any type of assault. There's been other instances as well. Karrueche also talked about him stalking her. I don't think she ever mentioned like him putting his hands on her, but I definitely don't doubt that that never happened. I don't know. I'm just making assumptions here. Allegedly. I don't know. But y'all, yeah, I just wanted to come on here and remind you to please take care of yourselves, please, okay? And before we end, I just want to give some visible signs that someone might have violent tendencies or controlling tendencies or abusive tendencies, okay? So if we're going on a date and someone is trying to impose their view on you, impose their belief on you, and they're getting visibly upset that you're stating your view or your opinion, that's a red flag. No one should be getting upset with you on a first date. No one should be getting visibly uncomfortable. And this is why we need to really observe men when we go out on dates, women. Observe. Stop talking so much. We should not be talking so much. On a date, let them talk. You will learn so much if you just allow a man to speak. Speak and ask you questions. He should be asking you questions. This could be another episode where we talk about like dating and, you know, how that should go, but how to tell, I guess, a guy is interested in you or if he's a leader. But if you're not listening to how this man is speaking, what he's saying, how he's talking about other people, how he talks to the wait staff, how he talks to the server, the bartender, valet, anybody who's in service, you should be paying attention to that. If he's treating a regular person on the street bad, how do you think he's going to treat you? Another red flag would be he does not want to come around you or your friends or your family. Maybe you invite him out and he's like refusing to go. He doesn't want to spend time, you know, like, or he comes and like he's off on the sidelines, not talking to nobody, looking uncomfortable and weird. And I'm not talking about like introvert shy. I'm talking about like not engaged, not wanting to make an effort, not wanting to get to know anybody. Like, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. Why doesn't he want to get to know people? Is he afraid that someone's gonna read him? Is he afraid that someone's gonna be able to identify him? Red flag. If he's talking about, oh, I just want it to be us all the time, red flag. Why? Why? Why are you trying to keep me to yourself? Like, I am a child of the universe. Like, what are you talking about? What are you saying right now? Okay. Another red flag. All his friends are douchebags. All his friends cheat. All his friends are idiots. All his friends talk badly about women. They're misogynists. Like, the number one thing that you should be looking out for when you are dating a guy is he a misogynist? Because there's no going back from that. There's no, oh, he might be a misogynist, but I know he's going to treat me right. Oh, he's a misogynist. I know he's going to treat his daughter right. A misogynist is a misogynist. They don't like women. They will not treat women well. They do not respect women. There's nothing to change there. There's nothing, there's nothing that can be done but for you to walk away. So we want to be aware. Open your eyes, open your ears, open your senses, open your intuition. Because that's what's going to save you, your intuition. You know, deep down inside, we always know. So don't ignore those red flags, okay? Save yourself some heartache, some grief, some bills, some court fees. Ladies, this is really a crucial time to protect yourself in all seriousness. Like, it's crazy out here. So please be safe. Please protect yourself, okay? Don't allow people to walk all over you. Never allow a man to yell at you. That is the biggest red flag. If a man ever raises his voice at you, like, especially like a dynamic like boyfriend, girlfriend, like who are you? You're not even my husband, sir. And not saying your husband needs to yell at you, but you know, if you're married like 34 years, like it might happen, okay? But regardless, why are you yelling at me, sir? Why are you raising your voice at me? You need to talk to me at the same tone that I'm talking in the mic right now, like at all times. A sweet whisper, okay? Talk to me like I am a princess, a child, a dog, a fluffy dog. Talk to me with care. Treat me nicely. We have to set those standards for ourselves. And this is why it's so important to treat yourself with such love and care and respect, because however you treat yourself, that is how other people are going to treat you. They're going to see how you treat yourself. So if you do not love yourself, if you are walking around with a big self-hate label, signal, sign on your forehead, people are going to see that. People are going to pick up on that. Narcissists can literally smell that shit. They know who they can take advantage of. They know who is weak. They know who does not have self-respect. So take the time to get to know yourself. Take the time to show yourself love, date yourself, buy yourself flowers, treat yourself kindly, say your affirmations, do everything that you can do to pour into yourself. And you will literally naturally just start blocking, voiding, deflecting, shielding. These people are not even going to be in your energy field. They're not even going to talk to you. They're going to look at you, get a sense that, nope, she's not the one, and they're going to walk the other way. And that's what you want. That's what we want. So I just wanted to send this message over to y'all to please protect yourself, protect your peace, protect your body, protect your energy, protect your life force. Okay. And yeah, I hope you guys got something out of this episode today. Maybe share with a friend, share with a family member, share with someone who can hear this message today, even though it's a little triggering. I tried to, be a little soft. We didn't get too deep or graphic into anything. So just more of words of encouragement. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit that like button. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed as well. Drop a comment. Let me know what resonated with you in this conversation today, or just drop a couple hearts. Drop some hearts for the ladies in the comments. And if you guys are on Spotify, you can also leave comments now. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, make sure you guys rate and review the podcast. podcast. That will help us out so much this year as we are growing and glowing, continuing to build our audience and our tribe. And I want to thank you guys so much for the support. Follow us over on Instagram, Let's Just Be Real Pod and ResFit Kitty. And I will see you guys in another episode. Bye, y'all. Take care.